Hello, thank you for joining me. I've just got wet through going round to feed my friend's cats, and now the sun has come out. So I'm changed and dry, and I thought, well, I shall go out while the sun shines. And I'm going to begin going through some of the suggestions that you gave me. And I'm going to begin with one about pets, about animals. And when we lose them, when our pets die. And I have to say that my friends have always been people who have animals, who love animals. But there are always people who say, well, it's only a cat, it's only a dog. And you know, that really, really winds me up. But what about when we lose them? It really is just like losing a member of the family, because they become this being that gives us comfort, that gives us those little looks, as much right to say, I know how you feel, I understand. Yes, they'll be demanding their food as well, but they give just as much, if not more, than they take. Their company, it's invaluable. So what if you have to take that, what always seems like a long journey, to the vets? I've done that about 6 times, and it never did get any easier. I found that I was always heartbroken. I was always early for our appointment so that I could sit outside in the car having a final cuddle, a final thank you for being so precious, for being so beautiful, and sobbing, of course. And then I always chose to hold them in my arms whilst the vet gave the injection. And that really is, I don't know, a moment, a very mixed emotion for me, and I presume for everybody else. A release, a relief from the pain, but the beginning of the loss, the realization of the loss of your beloved pet, and the loss that you feel. Very two-pronged, and hoping that they had the best life that they could with you, that you did everything that you should for them. It never got any easier for me. And I remember that when I took one of my cats, the vet had just put him to sleep and said, would you like me to leave you for a minute? So he did. He said, would you like me to take your card and pay, and then you can go out of the back way? And I think that the grieving shows that we respected our pets as well as loved them. And so it's a process that we go through. And on the last couple of times I said, I'm not getting another. I'm not having another. And the house was just too quiet. The house was just too empty. So I've always had rescue pets. So I felt that I was giving a home to a pet that maybe had been rejected. One I had was a runt of a litter, Another I had was found in a plastic bag in the middle of a nearby town. And I felt that I was able to give them a good life as they did for me. I have Mishka now, but the cat before Mishka was called Georgie, and he was quite a character. He was always making me laugh, and he always slept right in the middle of the bed. And in the winter he would come up and go down under the duvet, turn round and put his head on the pillow on the other side of me. That used to make me chuckle. And probably people without pets are going, "Oh, no, you didn't do that, did you?" Yes, I did. And you know, I don't care. But I'd been reading, and as ever, I said, "Night, night, Georgie. Sleep tight." Clicked off the lamp, snuggled down, and he made a funny little sound. I put the light straight back on, and he had died. And I think I felt that even more so than taking him to the vets, because I hadn't known he was ill. Had he been ill? What happened? And it was only later on that I began the beating up of myself. Should I have tried mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? And I beat myself up about that for ages. But I took him and had him cremated, and I have his ashes along with the ashes of my other cats. And when I go on my final journey, they're coming with me, so that for once I'm not going to be journeying on my own. I will be journeying with companions. So it really is a process. Some days you'll feel fine, others you'll think, oh, no, it's not them. And I was wondering the other day if I would have to record a new introduction video for my channel, because throughout my current recording I can hear the jingling of Mishka's collar bell. He doesn't wear it any longer because he goes up and down the stairs at a more sedate pace, so he's not quite as likely to bowl me over. And I'm used to him. I can now pick up when he's coming down, and I just let him pass me by so that I don't tread on him and he doesn't trip me. But will I have to re-record that, or will it be a memory? Maybe just not listen to it for a while, and then listen when I feel that I can smile. But the choice whether to have another pet or not is a very personal one. At my age, I keep saying, I'm not going to have another one after Mishka. It wouldn't be fair. And I think I'll stick to that. Okay, I could get an older cat, but as I probably won't be having a car, then vet's visits would be difficult and expensive. But that's a decision for another day. So don't be put off by anybody else putting down the fact that you are grieving. You grieve. You cry if you have to, but smile. And remember that beautiful little face, even if it was demanding food. Now, please, not after you've made your cup of tea, right now. Smile and remember. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.